Welcome to the Grimdark Chronicles. Something of mystery, an information repository, and a place of history and bygone times. With the archival world of Calliope lost to heretical treachery, now only a few data repositories remain. The Necrons are one of the most enigmatic and fearsome factions in the Warhammer 40K universe, known for their ancient history, tragic transformation, and relentless pursuit of galactic dominance. Once an organic species called the Necronter, their tragic alliance with the star gods known as the C'tan resulted in their transformation into immortal, mechanical beings. This process granted them unparalleled technological and physical resilience, but came at the cost of their souls and individuality. Now awakening after 60 million years of stasis, the Necrons aim to restore their once mighty empire and reclaim their place as rulers of the galaxy. The Necronter, a doomed beginning. The Necronter evolved on a planet drenched in lethal radiation, which caused short lifespans and widespread suffering. Their harsh environment fostered a grim culture obsessed with mortality and resentment towards species like the Old Ones, who were near immortal. This existential bitterness drove the Necronter to conflict with the Old Ones, culminating in the War in Heaven. A galaxy-wide conflict that devastated their already fragile civilization. Desperate to overcome their frailty and gain an edge over the Old Ones, the Necronters sought a solution to their mortality. Their search brought them into contact with the C'tan, immensely powerful star-dwelling entities. Promising eternal life, the C'tan offered the Necronter a path to escape their suffering, leading to the catastrophic process known as biotransference. The C'tan and biotransference. A Faustian bargain. The C'tan presented themselves as gods to the Necronter, manipulating their desperation for immortality. Through biotransference, the consciousness of the Necronter was transferred into mechanical bodies composed of necrodermis, a living metal capable of self-repair. While this transformation granted immortality, it came at a terrible price. The Necronter lost their souls, individuality, and much of their personality, becoming the soulless Necrons. The C'tan, who grew stronger by feeding on the souls of the Necronter, were eventually betrayed by their creations. The Necrons turned on their star god masters, using their advanced technology to shatter the C'tan into shards. These fragments were then enslaved and weaponized, becoming tools of immense destruction. For instance, the Nightbringer shard embodies death itself, while the Deceiver shard manipulates and outwits enemies with cunning. The Necronter's transformation into the Necrons. The transformation of the Necronter into the Necrons is one of the most tragic and pivotal events in their history, defining their character and shaping their role as a faction in the galaxy. As the Necronter waged their catastrophic war in Heaven against the Old Ones, their fragile biology and short lifespans became insurmountable obstacles. Their quest for immortality drove them into the hands of the C'tan, star-dwelling entities of immense power and malevolence. These godlike beings manipulated the Necronter's desperation, offering them eternal life through a process known as biotransference. During biotransference, the C'tan used their unimaginable power to strip the Necronter of their organic bodies, transferring their consciousnesses into mechanical forms composed of necrodermis, a living metal capable of extraordinary feats of resilience and repair. While this process granted immortality and freed the Necronter from their frail biological constraints, it also robbed them of their souls. The essence of what made them individuals was consumed by the C'tan to feed their insatiable hunger, leaving most Necrons as soulless automata. Only the upper echelons of Necron society, overlords, lords, and cryptechs, retained their sentience and memories, though even they were profoundly altered by the transformation. The Necrons gained physical durability far beyond that of any organic species. Their necrodermis bodies made them nearly invulnerable, capable of withstanding extreme conditions and regenerating from catastrophic damage. However, this transformation came at a severe cost. Their culture, identity, and the very essence of their existence were lost. Their civilization became a hollow mockery of its former self, driven solely by the will of their leaders and the overarching goal of restoring their fallen empire. The rebellion against the C-10 followed soon after their transformation. Enraged by the betrayal and aware of their newfound strength, the Necrons shattered the C-10 into shards, each fragment containing a portion of their immense power. These shards were enslaved and weaponized, transforming their former gods into tools of destruction. For example, the Nightbringer shard radiates an aura of death that can cripple entire armies, while the Deceiver shard uses its cunning and illusions to manipulate enemies into self-destruction. The dynasties of the Necrons. Necron society is organized into dynasties, each ruled by a powerful overlord. These dynasties are vast political and military empires, resembling ancient monarchies with strict hierarchies. The Sotak dynasty, led by the brilliant strategist Imhotep the Stormlord, is known for its disciplined military campaigns and precision. The Mefrit dynasty, by contrast, emphasizes raw destructive power, often using star-based weaponry to obliterate enemies. The Novok dynasty distinguishes itself with a focus on close combat, unleashing ferocious assaults against its foes. At the top of the hierarchy are the overlords and lords, many of whom retain their memories and sentience from their time as Necrunter. Figures like Trazyn the Infinite, an obsessive collector of rare artifacts, highlight the eccentricities of the Necron elite. Beneath them are cryptics, the engineers and scientists responsible for maintaining and advancing the Necrons' unparalleled technology. Technological supremacy. The Necrons are unmatched in their technological advancements, much of which is rooted in their use of necrodermis, a living metal capable of self-repair. Necron units and constructs can regenerate from severe damage, with limbs and armor often reattaching or repairing themselves mid-battle. This resilience makes them one of the most durable forces in the galaxy. Their weaponry is equally advanced, designed to annihilate enemies with terrifying efficiency. Gauss flares, for instance, disintegrate matter at the molecular level, reducing enemies to atoms. Tesla weapons unleash arcs of energy that devastate entire squads, while C-10 shard weapons harness the fragmented power of the star gods. Examples include the Nightbringer shard's deathly aura and the Deceiver shard's ability to manipulate entire armies. The Necrons also deploy massive constructs like monoliths, floating pyramids armed with devastating weapons and teleportation capabilities. These constructs serve as both mobile fortresses and symbols of the Necrons' ancient power. The Great Sleep and Awakening. After defeating the C-10, the Necrons realized they were vulnerable to the rising powers of the galaxy, such as the Eldari. To preserve their strength, they entered a self-imposed stasis known as the Great Sleep, retreating into hidden tomb worlds scattered across the galaxy. For over 60 million years, the Necrons lay dormant while the galaxy evolved, giving rise to the Imperium of man and other civilizations. Now the Necrons are awakening. Tomb worlds across the galaxy are reactivating, often due to disturbances or the ambitions of overlords seeking to reclaim their ancient territories. The awakening has sparked countless conflicts, such as the Sotek dynasty's campaigns against the Imperium of Man and the Eldar. With their unparalleled technology and relentless armies, the Necrons have become a destabilizing force, threatening the fragile balance of power in the galaxy. Necron military forces. The Necron military is a reflection of their technological mastery and their soulless, machine-like nature. It is built on principles of resilience, overwhelming firepower, and the relentless efficiency of a race that no longer needs to fear death. Their armies are designed to exploit their advanced technology and enduring nature, making them a terrifying force on the battlefield. Infantry, the backbone of the army. Necron warriors. Necron warriors form the core of their armies. These infantry units are slow but unrelenting, equipped with gas flayers, weapons capable of disintegrating matter at the molecular level. Although Necron warriors lack individuality and tactical adaptability, their resilience makes them exceptionally difficult to eliminate. Even after being struck down, their reanimation protocols allow them to repair themselves and return to combat, creating an army that seems to rise endlessly from the dead. Immortals. Immortals are a more advanced form of infantry, wielding heavier weaponry like Gauss blasters or Tesla carbines. They are tougher and more tactically adept than warriors, often serving as the main firepower of Necron armies. Their larger frames and enhanced weapons make them devastating against both infantry and light vehicles. Light Guard and Praetorians. Light Guard are elite melee troops equipped with massive war scythes or shield and blade combinations to protect their overlords in close combat. Praetorians, on the other hand, are multi-role troops capable of engaging at range or in melee, often tasked with enforcing the will of the dynastic rulers across the galaxy. Specialized units, constructs and swarms. Canoptek scarabs. These small, insect-like constructs are used for sabotage and repair. Scarabs swarm enemy vehicles, stripping them apart at the molecular level with their claws and feeding the remains to Necron systems. They are also adept at overwhelming infantry through sheer numbers. Canoptek spiders, large constructs that serve as battlefield engineers. Canoptek spiders repair damaged units and maintain the Necron war machines. They also deploy additional scarabs during combat, ensuring a constant stream of reinforcements. Wraiths. Necron wraiths are agile constructs designed for close quarters combat and infiltration. They can phase through solid objects to bypass defenses, attacking vulnerable targets with their claws and whips. Heavy support and vehicles. Doomsday Arcs. These massive vehicles are equipped with doomsday cannons, which fire devastating energy blasts capable of obliterating armored targets. They serve as long-range artillery, providing immense firepower from the rear lines. Annihilation Barges. Designed for medium-range engagements, annihilation barges unleash devastating Tesla arcs that chain through enemy formations, tearing apart infantry and vehicles alike. Monoliths. A symbol of Necron power, the monolith is a floating fortress equipped with a vast array of weaponry and teleportation technology. It can transport Necron forces directly into battle and bombard enemies with its particle whip and Gauss weaponry. C'tan shards, living weapons. The enslaved shards of the C'tan are among the most devastating tools in the Necron arsenal. Each shard retains a fraction of the Star God's original power, making them immensely destructive. Examples include the Nightbringer. This shard radiates an aura of death, instilling terror in enemies and killing entire units with its mere presence. It is often depicted as the embodiment of death itself, wielding a massive scythe. The Deceiver, a cunning manipulator. The Deceiver shard uses illusions and psychological warfare to disrupt enemy strategies. It can turn opponents against one another or lure them into devastating traps. The threat of the Necrons. The Necrons are a relentless force, driven by ancient ambition and unyielding determination. Their advanced technology, coupled with their self-repairing constructs, makes them nearly unstoppable on the battlefield. As they awaken, their presence has destabilized the galaxy, igniting conflicts with factions such as the Imperium of Man, the Tyranids, and the Eldari. The Necrons' ultimate goal, to restore their empire to its former glory, threatens to plunge the galaxy into even greater chaos.